Welcome to Brain Burst, 15 detective riddles for geniuses only. Are you ready to test your mental abilities? You'll have just 10 seconds to answer each one. Think fast, look carefully. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. Challenge number 1. A valuable necklace has just been stolen from a jewelry store. The owner questions 3 people who were inside at the time. A says, "I was just looking, I didn't take anything." B says, "I was going to buy some earrings." C says, "I just came to deliver this package." One of them is lying. Who stole the necklace? The answer is B. The stolen necklace is sticking out of her shopping bag. Even though she claims she only came to buy earrings, she's clearly hiding the missing necklace, making her the thief. A patient is about to undergo surgery, but one of these 3 doctors is actually a fake. A says, "I've been working here for 8 years. B says, "Let's check the patient's vitals first." C says, "Don't worry, I'll handle the surgery." One of them isn't a real doctor. Who is the fake doctor? The answer is C. His stethoscope is being worn incorrectly, with the earpieces hanging around his neck instead of facing upward toward his ears. A real doctor would know how to wear it properly, revealing that C is the fake doctor. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Someone sneaked into the movie theater without buying a ticket. A says, "I bought my ticket online." B says, "I came with my friends." C says, "I'm just waiting for someone." One of them entered the theater without paying. Who sneaked in? Time's up. The answer is C. He claims he's only waiting for someone, but he's already holding a bucket of popcorn and doesn't have a ticket. He most likely slipped inside without buying one. Let's move on to the next puzzle. A thief is running through a busy shopping mall, and 3 police officers rush to stop the suspect. A says, "Everyone stay calm, we'll catch the thief." B says, "Please move away from the exits." C says, "I'm going after the suspect." One of them is pretending to be a police officer. Who is the fake police officer? Time's up. The answer is C. His police badge is completely different from the badges worn by the other 2 officers. That's the clue that reveals he's the fake police officer. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Question. A famous restaurant is searching for the real chef, but one of these 3 is pretending to be one. Everything looks normal at first, but a small detail gives the imposter away. Can you figure out who the fake chef is? Time's up. The answer is C. He's slicing bread with a meat cleaver instead of a bread knife. A real chef would use the proper knife for cutting bread, revealing that C is the fake chef. Let's move on to the next puzzle. 3 museum guides are giving a tour, but one of them is pretending to be a guide. A says, "This painting was made in the 16th century. B says, "This statue is from ancient Greece." C says, "This dinosaur skeleton is over 500 million years old." Who is the fake guide? Time's up. The answer is A. The painting behind him is the Starry Night, which was painted by Vincent van Gogh in 1889, not in the 16th century. His incorrect statement reveals that he's the fake guide. Let's move on to the next puzzle. 3 people returned books to the library, but one of them returned the wrong book. A says, "I returned the gardening guide." B says, "I only returned advanced chemistry." C says, "I returned my history book." Who returned the wrong book? Time's up. The answer is C. He says he returned his history book, but if you look at the returned book's shelf, there's no history book anywhere. This means he didn't return the book he claimed to, so C returned the wrong book. Let's move on to the next puzzle. 3 customers received their pizzas, but one of them got the wrong order. A says, I ordered pepperoni. B says, I ordered extra cheese. C says, I ordered Hawaiian. Who received the wrong pizza? Time's up. The answer is B. She says she ordered extra cheese, but her pizza is loaded with vegetables and olives instead of extra cheese. That means she received the wrong pizza. Let's move on to the next puzzle. One of these kids dropped the ice cream, but they're all denying it. A says, I didn't drop it. B says, it wasn't me. C says, I didn't drop it. Who dropped the ice cream? Time's up. The answer is C. There's melted ice cream on his shoe, proving he stepped on the fallen cone after dropping it. That's the clue that reveals he dropped the ice cream. Let's move on to the next puzzle. A wedding is about to begin, and security is checking every guest before letting them inside. Most of the people are invited, but one person is trying to sneak into the celebration without an invitation. Can you figure out who isn't invited? Time's up. The answer is C. The invited guests are wearing gold invitation wristbands, but C doesn't have one. That's the clue that reveals he wasn't invited. Let's move on to the next puzzle. An art class is almost over when someone accidentally knocks over a bucket of blue paint, making a huge mess on the floor. Everyone claims they didn't do it, but the real culprit is standing right there. Can you figure out who spilled the paint? Time's up. The answer is C. He has fresh blue paint all over his hands and clothes, matching the spilled paint on the floor. That's the clue that reveals he accidentally knocked over the paint bucket. Let's move on to the next puzzle. Someone left the bathroom sink running, causing the floor to flood with water. Now everyone is blaming each other, but the person responsible is still standing there. Can you figure out who left the water running? Time's up. The answer is C. He claims he wasn't even near the sink, but his sleeves and hands are completely soaked with water. That's the clue that reveals he was the one who left the water running. Let's move on to the next puzzle. 3 travelers accidentally picked up suitcases at the train station, but one of them grabbed the wrong one. At first glance, everything seems normal, but there's a small clue that reveals the mistake. Can you figure out who took the wrong suitcase? Time's up. The answer is A. The colors of B's and C's suitcases match their clothes, but A's suitcase doesn't match his outfit. That's the clue that reveals A picked up the wrong suitcase. Let's move on to the next puzzle. A flower pot has been knocked over in the school hallway, leaving broken pieces and spilled soil all over the floor. Everyone says they didn't do it, but one small clue gives away the person responsible. Can you figure out who broke the flower pot? Time's up. The answer is B. She has fresh mud on her shoes, matching the soil spilled from the broken flower pot. That's the clue that reveals she accidentally knocked it over. Let's move on to the next puzzle. During a dinner party, one of the guests secretly poisoned the victim's drink. Everyone claims to be innocent, but one small clue reveals the real culprit. Can you figure out who poisoned the drink? Time's up. The answer is B. He claims he never touched anyone's drink, but he's still holding the victim's glass in his hand. That's the clue that reveals he poisoned the drink. And now we've completed all 15 puzzles. How many did you get right? Let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed today's puzzles, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more brain-teasing challenges every day. Thanks for watching Brain Burst. See you in the next video.